I don't even know what to do with myself. How come? It just feels like the last time we had this sort of countdown, we were hoping they would finish in last. And now they're in first, they're all grown up. And now I'm like eagerly anticipating the playoffs. It doesn't feel right. Let's go! Why not? The Toronto Maple Leafs! I guess my brand is a yell and scream. I don't script these. Are the Leafs all right?
So what you get is from the heart. Welcome to LFR. Shh, the victory puppy's sleeping. He's not used to winning this much.
The Kings of the North! Leafs win! 3-2 over the Montreal Canadiens in a game that was frankly adorable. Both teams had a bunch of guys out and both teams seemed to be playing with an air of let's just not get any more injuries ahead of the playoffs. The Habs don't have Price, the Leafs don't have Freddie. The Habs don't have Gallagher, the Leafs don't have Hyman. The Habs don't have Deneau, the Leafs don't have Foligno, and it goes on. You always want to win every game, and there was something at stake for both teams, but not something that you want to risk injury for. In terms of whether they finish third or fourth in the division, the Habs no longer control their destiny there. It's kind of up to Winnipeg. And the Leafs, well, they need one more win to lock up first. And the first period showed that it was kind of a sloppy mess. And the Leafs, frankly, didn't look like they were trying. They had like 3 partial or full 2-on-1s and shot on none of them and got outshot 7-4, it says, but I swear it said 3 last night. I guess they got awarded another one after the fact. Wow. And there was one goal. It was early and it wasn't theirs. I must say, though, this must have been a very satisfying moment for Alex Belzile of the Habs. He's playing in his first regular season NHL game, but you might already know that name. Did you watch him play in the bubble? Oh, you for sure did, Leaf fans. He's the dude that Muzzin trucked in the warm-up game. And I felt bad for him at the time, but it was sort of a moment where everyone realized, oh, we're playing for realsies. And on this one, he's getting in there. He's digging, he's knocking Jake Muzzin's stick out of his hand, and he's battling in front. Brett Kulak gets the puck at the point, and I think the shot glances off Jake Muzzin's glove. That had to feel good for Belzile getting his first career NHL point, and the Habs are up 1-0 early. And forget Belzile, that was Kulak's second goal of the season. That's it. And after that, I was just watching the period drone on, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta make a video about this. The 3 2-on-1s with no shot, 2 of them were clear cut, but they get outshot 7-4. They go to intermission, and I'm like, oh boy, the next 40 better be a lot more exciting than this. That's part of the great thing about making videos about the Toronto Maple Leafs. There is rarely a game where you look at it and go, and nothing happened. Come on, give me something. Nick Suzuki scores 31 seconds in. That is not what I meant. Habs win the face-off in the defensive zone. They work it up the boards. Jake Muzzin goes for the pinch, but it very does not work. Justin Hall's the only defender back. Alex Galchenyuk is doing his best to get back there on time, but he can't do it. It's a partial 2-on-1. Nick Suzuki rips it. Campbell gets most of it, but it trickles across the line. Leafs are down 2-0 very early in this game. Well, very early in the second. It's still less than halfway through. That's how my brain works. And I'm watching going, okay, I know you're trying not to get hurt heading into the playoffs, but like, could you give me something? Like, I know you're not going to give it 100% going into a game like this, but I don't want you to develop bad habits. It's tough not reading into a game when your whole thing is reading into games, because I'm like, ooh, I thought Campbell should have had that, but then I'm like, it's game 54. Game 54 with nearly nothing on the line, I should say. But wait, not nearly nothing. They can get first in the division. Locked up. Then you don't have to worry about the Sens. You definitely don't have to worry about that last game against the Jets. And after that early goal from Suzuki, bang, the Leafs started playing like they had a reason to. And they were catapulted forward by a Leafs forward who cannot stop scoring, Pierre Engvall. And there's a big lineup battle right now, and you don't want to get too caught up in the numbers, especially a little hot streak like this. But this shift is exactly what you want out of any depth player, and especially one with the size of Engvall. The Leafs are in the offensive zone. They're working around. Jason Spezza blasts it on because Pierre Engvall is in a net front battle with John Merrill, and he actually wins it. Shot goes wide, but he gets position on Merrill and takes the puck and brings it behind the net. Works it up the half wall, but he's having trouble finding options. So we got 3 Leafs in this frame. There's one in the bottom right corner. You can barely see them, and he's got a Leaf at the point. But he probably doesn't want to put them in a predicament. But if you look in front, hey look, tons of traffic. I got 2 buddies there. Why not just chuck it on? And that's exactly a coach's dream, that play. Like, just throw it on, you never know what happens. In this case, he scored. Excellent job from Jason Spezza in front. I don't know if he gets a piece of this, but if you look right by his stick, That's the puck, and Allen has no idea where it is. So even if Spezza didn't touch it, he was a huge part of this goal. All right, there's one. Keep going. About 6.5 to go in the second period. This play actually starts sort of similarly to the Engvall one. This time, it's Alex Galchenyuk working it up the same half wall, but he's got a lot more pressure on him. He throws a pass to Justin Hall at the point, and it's not an awesome one, but luckily Hall is able to stop it with his leg and then make a pass to safety. And then it turns into one of those plays where I'm like, did you do that on purpose? Muzzin receives Hall's pass. Hall pass. Have I used that this season? How have I not used that this season? Anyway, Muzzin takes the Hall pass. He shoots it on. Tavares tips it, but it goes nowhere. And by nowhere, I mean not in the net, but right onto Nylander's stick. Willie easily just scoops that in, and it's a tie game, 2-2, before the third even begins. William Nylander, I gotta say, super underrated season. I think Tavares too. Those two aren't really getting nearly enough respect. Now, Willie last season, in just 68 games, had 31 goals, and I think that's what everyone was expecting. It was the best point pace of his career as well, with 59 points in those 68 games. That is a 71-point pace. To give you an idea of how good that is for Willie, his previous career high was 61, so he's up. This season, his goal scoring's down a bit, but he's got 41 points in 49 games. So this season, he's got 17 goals in 49 games. That's a 28-goal pace, which is down, but still pretty good. And 41 points in 49 games, which is a 68-point pace, which is almost exactly what he had last year. Specifically, it's 68.6 points, but you can't have 0.6 points, so if you wanted to round up, you could. He'd have, almost 70. Is that right? I don't have time to calculate. I gotta continue. And you could easily look at this and go, all right, they were down 2-0. They tied it. Just regroup and come back for a stronger third. Nope. Pedal to the metal. This team's expectations for themselves has gone up, and you could tell that from the interaction that Marner and Matthews had on the bench. Because they're not having the most magical game by their standards. For everyone else, it's still pretty good. But they're barking at each other on the bench, and they're coming up with something. Offensive zone draw. Matthews, the left-handed shot, wins it back to Marner, rips it. Which one of you is which? Mitch Marner, with his 20th goal of the season. What a rip! Man, I've been riding this for a while. Mitch Marner has helped make Austin Matthews so much more dangerous, and it's not necessarily the playmaking. This has been the annoying thing over the past couple seasons, and it's not as much this season, but every now and then it sinks in. You see Mitch with the puck, you see Austin, and you're like, he's gonna pass it. And I mean, it's Austin Matthews, you probably should, but if you don't always do it, you create options. His shot is so much more versatile than it was before. He's got this one-timer now, his wrister is even better, and he's got 20 goals in 54 games. I'm glad you asked. That is a 30-goal pace over an 82-game season. And he's one of the best playmakers in the league, and he's got 67 points, which puts him third in NHL scoring. He's tied for the highest scoring player in the league, who is not Connor McDavid or one of Connor McDavid's teammates. And ooh, that was the last goal of the game. It's not often there's breaking news while I'm shooting one of these. Montreal's Joel Edmondson has been fined $1,000 for a dangerous trip on Toronto's John Tavares. That's odd because Edmondson didn't get called for a trip in the game, and I can't even think of it. Also, we have got to do something, and by we, I mean the Players Association has got to do something about these ridiculous fines. $1,000 for Joel Edmondson. That's not even worth the tweet. He's got a $3.5 million cap hit, and his actual salary this season is $2.75 million. So he was fined 0.0003% of his salary. A $1,000 fine for Joel Edmondson is the equivalent of fining someone who makes $50,000 $18.18. Literally, I'm willing to bet Joel Edmondson has had more expensive meals than this fine. I'm not saying to throw the guy in jail. I haven't even seen the trip, but like $1,000. 1,000. In university, I spent about $1,000 in fourth year on a project that I needed to graduate. I very did not have $1,000. I'm definitely getting sidetracked here, but listen, with the new ESPN and TNT deals in the States, the NHL needs to convey a message that they belong in this conversation. You're gonna want to clean up all the rinky-dink things about your league, such as $1,000 fines. If I made $2.75 million and you're like, all right, Steve, you get to choose your punishment. Either we fine you $1,000 or you can't text for the next 24 hours. I'm paying the $1,000. Oh my God, $1,000. $1,000. I'd love to know what percentage of NHL players have a watch that's worth more than $1,000. What a joke. They should have just given him nothing. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so the Leafs go up 3-2 heading into the third. And here's the great thing. Everyone just kind of does their job. Ben Hutton, who was in the lineup, goes for a 50-50 puck battle with Josh Anderson and bowls him over. The only real boo-boo was Nylander taking a tripping penalty on Nick Suzuki early in the third. But the Leafs end up outshooting the Habs in a period where they were down by double. They outshot them 12-6. But a few of those 6 were actually kind of tricky, and Jack Campbell was right there for the save. I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Here's the thing, man. Over the past few seasons, the Leafs have had nothing but exciting games. They're quite exciting. They'll be up big, they'll collapse. They'll be down big, they'll come back. They got the lead. Oh, they got the lead. Oh, they got the lead. Oh, they're losing. Hey! More so in this shortened season than in like the past 3 seasons combined. The Leafs just kind of be boring. And it's great. Questions. Ooh, from Steve Dangle. Why does the NHL even bother with fines of $1,000? I don't know, Steve. It's a fun league. Ooh, does the playoff beard start now? All right, I'm going to level with you. I don't want to. I know I never really get to grow it on account of they're always in the playoffs for like a week and a half. But beards look really stupid on me, guys. Really dumb. And my most viewed videos are usually in the playoffs, and that's just how people know me. I look regular manic, and then I got a beard that sort of like goes here, and then it's like a puberty mustache, and then there's nothing there, and then all neck. Here's the other thing I gotta consider, okay? What if they go really far and it gets really thick and gross, okay? And like as thick and gross as a guy who can't really grow a beard can get. When I was a kid, my dad had a goatee for like 6 months, and one day he shaved it, and I wanted to run out of the house, like literally escape. And I don't want my son to cry from the mere sight of me. I'll think about it. I'm not on the team, I just act like I am. Do I get a ring if I grow it? Ooh, where do you stand on the North Division banner argument? Really like this. So James Myrtle, I think, was the one who started it. Should the Leafs hang a North Division champions banner? No. But, so they've got the regular season North Division banner. Cool. Now, what if they win the first round and the second round, advancing to the Final Four, which would mean they are the North Division champions? Not only did they finish first in the regular season, but also they were the playoff champions of the North Division. Usually, I'd say no. I think you can hang, I think conference banners are worth something, but generally, it's Stanley Cup or bust. Unless you win like the President's Trophy, I think you can hang that. Outside of the President's Trophy, I don't really think you should be hanging regular season banners. But because it's Canada, and I just feel like it's kind of a different thing here, and there's this very unique bragging right situation, and it's this historical thing you'll be able to look up at and remember this unique season. I kind of dig it, just not for the regular season. I think if the Leafs end up beating whoever they play in the second round, should they make it that far, then you consider the banner. Until then, nah, it's not what you're playing for. So, hope you like that one, but for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends the Leafs are the top team in all of Canada, and also, it's Mother's Day. Spend like, I don't know, a grand. Pretend like you tripped someone in the NHL. I can't get over that. That's nothing.